Charlie Murphy told us a story, and it's animated. It's on YouTube now, of you and him coming over your house in a limousine, and you had was it a lion or a tiger?
Tiger. He must have been a lion, but he was a tiger.
Dude.
It is one of the craziest fucking stories.
So for people that don't know, I got to hang out with you at one of my shows one time, and I had the best time talking about everything. What made you think you could get a tiger? Like, how did that even happen?
Hey, I'm in, this is really interesting. I'm in prison at the time. So I'm in prison, I'm talking to my car dealer at the time, and he has some cars that belong to a friend of mine that's both a friend of ours, and he's discussing if he doesn't pay for these cars, I'm going to sell these cars to somebody and get some horses and stuff. I said, what, you can get horses? Trade horses in for cars? Because I had a lot of cars, so I said, I'll probably get some horses too. And he said, yeah, man, you can get cougars, lions, tigers. I know this guy got exotic. I said, you do? Can you get me some tigers? He said, yeah, and the guy told me, and the guy said, man, imagine how cool that be, because I had a bunch of friends, because imagine that, man, you be in an Aston Martin or a Ferrari, you have a tiger right next to you, man. And I'm a young guy.
What's good, everybody? It's Jay Coffee Talk. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell. But you hear that little audio clip there. That's Mike Tyson talking about his white tigers, how he ended up, getting the white tigers. I know we've all seen the pictures, man. It was crazy. Mike, like he was saying, he had the white tigers with the Ferrari and the photo shoot. Like, Mike Tyson was larger than life, man. Just growing up in the era that I did, Mike Tyson was everywhere. You know what I mean? Like, everyone knew Mike. It's wild, to see Mike nowadays. We're gonna talk a little bit about that in a moment. Nowadays you see Mike, it's like he's a totally different dude, but we'll discuss that a little more. But anyways, getting back to talking about these white tigers, it said he paid $70,000 for the tiger, and the food bill was really costing him $200,000 a year, as the tiger liked to eat 40 pounds of meat a day. That's a lot, man. Now, he says cubs, as he had more than one, but I believe he only kept one and raised one, throughout its whole life. I don't know if he got rid of the other ones, but he also spent $125,000 a year with the certified trainer, you know what I'm saying, to take care of them and everything, and obedience training and all that, you know what I mean, like you would for a dog. But we're talking about with a tiger, and the tiger that he talks the most about was Kenya, a female that weighed 550 pounds, and he slept with the tiger, he said, in his own room. Like, that's crazy, man. Imagine sleeping, I'd be afraid the tiger might just wild out in the middle of the night. Who knows? Maybe have a nightmare, wake up and just swipe you, rip out your innards. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. But Mike loved them tigers, man. There's stories, people, who been over to Mike's house said that, where 50 Cent ended up living. I don't know if he still lives there, but you know what I'm saying? They would come up and Mike would be in the front yard wrestling with the tigers and everything. It's wild, But something that's kind of crazy, no one knows exactly what happened with the tigers. He said that he had to get rid of them because Kenya, the female that I'm talking about, was in bad health and bit somebody's arm off. You know what I mean? And it kind of reminds me of The Hangover, if you guys remember that scene. Omar. Yeah, so you know what I mean? Who knows what happened to Omar? He's not with us no more. Don't worry about Omar. Respect. But anyways, man, getting back to talking about Mike and just talking a little more about him, what he's like nowadays and everything. When I was a kid, though, if you guys remember Mike Tyson's Punch Out, if you could beat Mike, you were a bad man. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson in that game was impossible for me to beat. I've seen people online beat him, but I could never do it. You know what I mean? But I remember, we all remember Mike in Holyfield. those fights. That was crazy. It's cool to see that they're cool nowadays, though. Like, you know what I mean? They took pictures together and they actually say that they're friends. You know, I mean, I guess warriors just go at it really hard. You know what I mean? We already know Mike had the heart of you know, a lion or a tiger. Like, he was a warrior. You know what I'm saying? And Holyfield was a Marine who kept that Marine Corps attitude and pushed it into his career. He had a lot of great fights with Riddick Bowe as well. That's a whole nother story. I think I'm going to do some more boxing content. Get in the comments and let me know, you know, if you guys would be interested in some boxing content. And also anything else, if you guys are new to this channel, anything else I'm discussing in this video, tap in the comments. That's what my channel's all about, hearing what the people got to say on J Coffee Talk. We discuss it in the comments, and make sure to subscribe and hit the bell also. But you know, later in Mike's career, it was crazy to see. You know, we all know he went to prison when he was in his prime, I believe, you know. I don't know, man. That's a crazy situation. You know, there's a lot of people that believe that Mike was guilty, and a lot of people believe that he was innocent. I don't know. You know, I've reviewed that case, and I don't know, man. It's just comment about that as well. I don't know, man, that Mike did that. You know, that's a whole nother video as well, but I'd really like to hear what the people got to say. But something that a lot of people might not have known about Mike Tyson was when he was in his prime, he had a hypnotist who has passed away now, a guy named John Haplin, who lived to be over 100 years old, and he used to hypnotize Mike up to 3 times a day before fights and everything, so Mike could go out there and just excel and just ultimately defeat his opponent. That's pretty crazy, man. That's some real dedication to your craft, to being a fighter. But anyways, later in his career, when he came home to see the Lennox Lewis thing go down, like, I knew Mike was going to lose the Lennox Lewis. And if you remember, what did he tell him? That he would eat his kids' hearts or something like that? Like, that was wild, man. And Lennox put it on him, man. I believe he put him to sleep. I can't remember, man. But a lot of great boxing moments, like, in that sport, you know, with Mike Tyson. You know, that we could just talk about for days. You know what I mean? Like, Mike was an amazing fighter. Now, talking about Mike a little bit today, how he's so different. I don't know if any of you guys listen to his podcast, but I'm a fan of it. I gotta say, no disrespect to Evan Britton, you know, the former NFL player who does the podcast with him. I don't think he's the best podcaster, you know, like, something about his tone of voice, and I know I'll probably get some people in the comments that will tell me, J Coffee Talk, you suck. Yo, if that's how you feel, it's all good. I welcome criticism, constructive criticism, all that, but I don't know, man. But him and Mike seem to have a good friendship. But you know, let's keep it honest. We're tuning in to hear Mike talk with the guest, not that guy. And they do the weirdest ads now too, where it's just like, you think it's still a part of the interview going, and then they jump into some story that's 5 minutes long and it's for an ad. Like, what's really good with that, you know? But something that I was pretty disappointed in Mike Tyson when it comes to the podcast is, if you guys remember, Whack 100 was saying, you know, him and Mike, he trolled everyone and said that him and Mike got into a fight because they got into talking about the Tupac stuff, and Mike wasn't having it, and it all turned out to be a lie. And I was disappointed to see that Mike took part in a lie like that, you know, for the publicity when it involved Pac. You know what I mean? Because Pac really was his man. And I don't know, you know, like, Mike lost a couple points in my book for that one. But, you know, I don't know. He seems to be doing better now. And, you know, he's making money with the podcast. And I know he had like a variety. I don't know if you want to call it a variety show, but he did a show that he was doing in Vegas on stage, where it was like poetry mixed with comedy, mixed with him telling about his life and everything, because, you know, Mike Tyson was in big trouble with the IRS. He owed them a lot of money, you know, and he claimed to be being broke. But talk about being broke, I don't think they really know what truly being broke is, although Mike does, from, you know, the way he grew up. But still, it ain't nothing like being broke. You know, I'm sure he remembers that, but at the same time, you know, when he's complaining about these IRS problems, like, I don't know, you know. But anyways, it is what it is, you know. He's just so different nowadays, and it's like odd to see almost, you know. But he does talk a lot about his substance abuse problems, and you know that a lot of his life things happen that he never dealt with, the pain of his childhood and stuff like that, and it carried on and made him an angry person throughout his life. So you know, ultimately, you know, I'm happy to see Mike is in a good place nowadays. You know, tapping in the comments, let me know your thoughts on all this. And you know, something else that blew my mind, man, was to hear about the passing of his 4-year-old daughter. Very sad situation. She died in an accident where she was on I forget what those are even called, like an exercise thing where you run. I know the name of it, I'm just drawing a blank right now, you know what I mean? And I don't be heavy with the editing on my videos. J Coffee Talk just comes up on the mic and talks, basically, you know what I mean? But you know, she the cord got wrapped around her neck and she died, and that's just horrible, you know. And I heard an interview, you know, with Mike maybe a year or so ago where he was talking, and he just like totally broke down, you know, during when they were talking about that, which of course anyone would, you know what I mean? But it's just kind of, it's wild to see that side of Mike, you know what I mean? Like when I was coming up, I know everyone probably remembers where Mike Tyson on the regular used to be ready to kill reporters and members of the media. He would go in on them, you know what I mean? And then nowadays, Mike's totally chilled out, you know. He just likes to smoke weed, do his podcast, and he's happy, you know. So it is what it is, man. But I just wanted to share this with the people out there, you know, see what you guys think, kind of reflect back, look on Mike Tyson then and now, talk about the Tigers a little bit, you know what I mean? It's J Coffee Talk. We talk it up over here on music, sports, news, current events, life, all different topics, and I always want to hear from the people. So like I said earlier, let's get this discussion going in the comment thread. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. I drop daily videos. So, you know, hitting that bell is important so you can be notified when the videos drop. I'll catch you on the next video. Thank you so much for watching. Greatly appreciated. Have a great day. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.